Marc here on the Culinary Compass. Today, we're going to cover the smoking of tuna. Right, so let's talk a little bit about the preparation of the tuna. The second part of this video is going to be a photo montage of the actual smoking process. So, what do you need first? Well, you actually need fish. So, I've got some tuna over here. As you'll notice, it's not that incredible red sushi grade tuna that runs $15 to $50 a pound. There are definitely issues from an environmental and sustainability standpoint related to the catching of tuna, tuna stocks, etc., which are endangered. So you need to be very careful about where you buy your tuna. As far as the brining process goes, really it's kind of to your particular flavors. I'm going to share with you one of my favorite brines. Now, of course, with every brine you're going to need salt. I do use salt sometimes solely, but very often I'll use salt as well as soy sauce. There's obviously a lot of sodium in soy sauce. I love the flavor of the soy, so let's get that in there. A little bit of water to dilute things a bit and also to create more volume of the brine. And you don't want to really keep the fish in the brine for too long, maybe 3-4 hours. You could probably stretch it to a little bit beyond that, but I find that the flavors penetrate pretty well. I have put tuna into brines for 12 hours, 24 hours when I was a little bit less educated, and what I found is that the flavor doesn't really change a lot 4 or 5 hours versus 24. All right, brown sugar. A little bit of sweetness is really nice. As you can see, I'm not really measuring, and I think that you just got to use your judgment. Remember, you need more liquids than dry stuff because you need that volume. I tend to love the flavor of maple in general, so I'm going to put a little bit of maple syrup in there. A little bit of orange juice. Getting some acid into your brine is not a bad idea. Now, we're not trying to create a ceviche here, so you don't want to put a lot of vinegar in, but I do put some orange juice in. I find the flavor is a nice complement. It does provide a little bit of acidity, which is not a bad thing as well. I tend to be an acid freak, especially with fish. Now, there are a lot of other dry types of items. This is a sesame seed and onion mix that I prepare. This is a maple habanero pepper. These are things that I tend to put on as kind of a dry rub right before I put the tuna into the smoker, or I'll put it into the marinade after I've pulled the tuna out, cook the marinade down with these additional flavors, and then use that to brush onto the tuna right before smoking, and of course afterwards as an accompaniment. All right, so let's get this thing really well nice and mixed up. Let's give it a taste. Pretty good. A little more salt. I've never used fresh herbs. I wonder if that would help. You use fresh herbs in lots of other types of marinades, so my assumption is it might be nice here, but I'm not really sure. So for those of you who've maybe done that, let us know. All right, so let's get this fish in here. And this is about it. I mean, this is really the process. Now, you want to, again, keep this fish submerged entirely. Of course, that will mean that you don't have to do a lot of turning of this while it's in the marinade itself.